Right, here in New Zealand, back at one of the greatest places I think there is to be, Karaka. James Jennings joins me. This is a beautiful place to wake up every day. Do you ever have a bad day here?
No, never have a bad day here. Beautiful place to come and work every day.
And when it's like this, it's just a magic place just to walk around. We walked around the back just there. It's just got a great feel. It's got that aura about it. There's something really prestigious about this place, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. And we're coming up on 100 years as a sales company, and the complex has been here 35 years. It's still considered to be one of the best, if not the best, place by our buyers to inspect horses. And in the background you can see a bit of activity. We actually have our thoroughbred ready to run sale next week. Yep. So we've got 380 horses turning up from Friday.
Yeah, I saw the boys there before, and it's all hands on deck because you also got another what you say was horticultural people.
Currently we've got the Young Horticulturist of the Year competition being held here as well.
And you do a few other things like that here at this complex too. It is purely a sales complex for horses, but you actually do a lot of outside stuff as well.
Yeah, we do. We have Karaka Pavilion, which is our event arm, which is managed for us, and they take on all sorts of events. A lot of corporate events come here. It's quite a unique property. Obviously having the hotel, a lot of the corporates can come and stay in our hotel and then do their conferencing and seminars over here at the complex, and because of its uniqueness it just gives them a different perspective to hold their events here.
Yep. And then you get days like this and it's just magic. That's one of the things I want to get out there. I want to try and get the message out there earlier. I was at Bracken yesterday. I'm going out to Woodlands in a second, going to catch up with Trent Mason. I'll catch up with a few other people in Cambridge later on tonight. The sales are coming around very, very quickly. It's only about 3 months and the standardbred sales will be over. I think you'll be that close to it. We will go February 16 here, Monday, back to a Monday, and we'll touch on that in a minute, and then February 18 down in Cambridge, Christchurch. How am I going? I had about 3 cracks at it then. One, just back to that time slot. That's a traditional time slot for you guys. You always have sold here on a Monday. It's a little bit easier for you guys to manage, and it fits with what you guys are after.
Yeah, obviously with the big changes with the TAB and Entain, and there's been a number of changes to the calendar, and that sort of started to bed itself in now as it's sort of gone through its sort of honeymoon period as they've sorted that out. So fortunately we're working closely with both NZTR and HRNZ, and it's just a matter of getting those days back where they leave those days free of racing and trials so that we can concentrate on the buyers having the opportunity to buy their next horses to take into their stables.
You wear a couple of hats. Is it reciprocal with the thoroughbreds as well? The standardbreds don't race on the thoroughbred days. Is that how it's going to work?
Yeah, very much so.
Yep.
And it comes down to the calendars of racing, and ultimately that's what generates the income for our industry. So they take the lead, and they're very accommodating with us as far as sales dates are concerned, because they understand the necessity for us to sell the horses to give them a product to race.
I was about to say they work so well together. Without each other, it makes it very, very tricky. We want to get people out there and get to the complex. As I said, I spent all day yesterday actually at Bracken Farms, beautiful part of the world. Come across in these times off. Come and have a look at these horses. It was interesting talking to Ken yesterday. I think he said he's already had 5 trainers out there inspecting these horses. But people go for a holiday. A lot of Aussies will come out here, get out here and come for a holiday and the likes. We want them to get online, have a look at the catalogue, then get to these farms and look at these yearlings early, and then come back. You've got some sale dates. I know, I can see you try.
Pulling up the dates, actually. Being in ready to run mode, I suffer a little bit from date dyslexia. We've got 2 catalogues going to print right now. We've got the National Yearling Sales Thoroughbred catalogues going to print. We've got the National Standardbred Yearling Sales catalogues going to print, and we've got the ready to run sale of 2-year-olds happening next week. So I'm in a bit of a date flux at the moment. Who's who and what's what, and which way is up and which way is down.
But we have on-farm visits as well, but a lot of these farms are accommodating, and we want people to come here and go and look at these yearlings when they're not quite ready, but then come back to these parade dates as well, because they're such an important part of the sales, and making sure you do your due diligence, I suppose, is the right way of putting it.
Yeah, you do. I think a lot of the buyers like to see the horses in their own environment, nature, nurture, give them a great way to assess how the horses are growing, how the season's been. I would say overall, from the inspections that Cam and I did earlier in the year, for the most part it's been a very good season for the horses to grow out on. But as you said, a number of buyers like to see the progression of those horses as they come to hand through their yearling preparation. So the chance to get on farm early, see them, see what their types, their conformation, and then make their notes, and then come back and look at them in a couple of months' time, and they can see the improvement and which horses are going forward.
You just said there yourself, and Cam do it. Do you see a lot of change in a lot of these horses? Because you're one of two people that see the vast majority of horses probably 3-4 times before they even get here to this complex.
Yeah, we see a huge amount of change in those horses. No, it's a little bit tough, and when you think about it, no, we walk out the door in August, and we're Cam, and particularly Cam and myself, where I help where I can. He's on the road for 4 weeks, inspecting all the horses from one end of the country, and we're looking at these horses in August. We're just not even quite at spring yet, and we're still on the back of winter. But what that does do is that when we do get the opportunity to go around again and have a look at them in December and in January, and you're looking back on your original notes, you just see the improvement in those horses, and that's what makes the difference of understanding the level of preparation that goes into these horses, seeing where they were and where they're at now.
There is a great photo. I don't know which one of you took it, whoever was in the passenger seat, with the snow-capped mountains. It looked very cold. That's the other trying part. So you're not looking at them. The beauty, what I'm trying to put out there, though, is that day you're not going to look at a horse with a beautiful silky coat that you can see your reflection in, and that you're actually looking at the product. You can see the structure, see what people got to work with, and be able to, I suppose, advise people, say, yes, good size, small size. You get that opinion. But that's where people can go and see. They might see a horse that is a little bit small. They come back in 2 months' time and they say, "Oh, look at this," and the progression. So that they are able to make, calculated assessment of where this horse might end up.
Oh, 100%. And that's the whole reason we go out there and do these inspections, is to give ourselves the opportunity to also talk to the vendors to see how the horses have grown, and also on the other side is that it's an opportunity to maybe look at horses that potentially, based on their growth and size and type, the yearling sales window is not for them, and I think there's an incumbency on us to be able to help and guide our vendors there, because everything comes at a cost. And if you know in August that, hey, you might be better to put this horse away and just bring him along under natural progression rather than push him through a yearling prep, that's I believe that's common sense. I think that's sound advice, and once again makes it a sort of an ethical thing to do, rather than let them come through to the yearling sales zone to be disappointed. We're not in the business of trying to disappoint people.
And that must be a tough choice for you, because numbers have got smaller. This year has stabilised, which is great, but numbers everywhere worldwide, it's not just here in New Zealand, are getting smaller. So you want every box full, but at the end of the day, if it's not going to be the right box for the person selling that horse, you're better off looking after them. So you have to make pretty calculated decisions on people's livelihoods, I suppose.
Yeah. Horses do not grow at the same rates. Every horse is different, and we have an opportunity in a very small window in a particular part of a horse's life and growth for him to go into the sales, and sometimes that opportunity is just not for that horse based on his growth at that time. So, we're very fortunate. The vast majority of our clients, they breed with the intention of coming to the sales, and they have wonderful programs in place. And 99.9% of the horses we see are spot on, and we just can't wait for them to get to the sales.
No, and I think that's the best part about it, and yearling sales are exciting. I want people to come to farms and look at these horses and make their own assessments, but also the tours. Now, I was lucky enough last year to be on the North Island tours and the Christchurch Canterbury tours as well. I didn't go down south. I don't think I've actually ever been on the down south one. I haven't, just because of timing and when it falls. But they are so important. But the one thing I really took out of it last year, like I picture probably like a lot of people that haven't been on one, jump in a bus. You're on a tour, you keep your pads close to yourself and you don't compare notes, and it's not like that, is it? You've got guys there that are people share thoughts, they discuss things. Doesn't mean they're not going to buy it or they're going to buy it, but they actually share thoughts. It's a young trainer, especially in New Zealand, but if you're an Australian guy and you want to invest in over here, come to these tours, because you'll learn a lot. It's very, very important.
Yeah, and that happens in January, so the horses are, like early February, so the horses are pretty close to cherry ripe, so it's a very good opportunity to have a look at those horses. And you've got Southland on the 14th of January, you've got up here in North Island on the 19th and 20th of January, and then we've got the Canterbury on 2 and 3 February. So it's the opportunity for the vendors to showcase their horses in a controlled environment to a large number of buyers, so it's a wonderful thing.
Can I just rewind you? Southland is when?
14 January.
So they've moved it forward, not...
Brought it forward, yes.
That's great.
Yeah, terrific. Yeah. We sat down with them after the last couple of years, and it's been a little bit of disruption, weather disruptions, flight disruptions, and just realisation that their tour was just too close to the sale, and people weren't seeing the benefit of seeing the difference in the time periods for the horses, so they brought it forward to the 14th of January. That's a perfect timing, so that's a good 3 to 4 weeks out from the sales.
Gets back to this coming to New Zealand for a holiday. Well, there you go. You can go down south, get on that tour, have a look at all the horses in the sale, then come up here. If you can't stay for the whole time, but you can get a lot of yearlings looked at very, very quickly, and again have some fun and enjoy some beautiful weather down south, because when it is summertime down there, it is a beautiful part of the world.
Well, I think that's the wonderful thing about it is, as you just touched on, is the numbers. Those yearling tours give buyers the opportunity to see a large number of horses in a very specific period of time and good controlled environment. So it gets them the opportunity to put a lot of ticks in their books.
Yep, write all their notes. If they want to go and look at another one, they can. You generally get the time. You get like half an hour after all of the parades happen before you jump on the bus, but then you still have your time when the horses arrive at the complex here or at Canterbury to go through and inspect them. Stay at the Doubletree Hotel. And make sure you book and stay here, whether it's for the sales, but even when you come over for a holiday, do not forget, look after the people that look after us. That's the simplest part about it. I think, it can be hard to get into. I don't think you want to book next week when the ready runs on. I'd say it's well and truly booked out. But through that summer break, especially if you're just coming over here looking at horses, you want to go to the races. Cambridge is only an hour up the road. It's about 45 minutes to Auckland if the traffic's going good. So we want to make sure people come here and stay here as well.
Oh, exactly. And also, if you're going to come to the sale here at Karaka in February, we do put a booking link up on our website, and that has a negotiated rate for our buyers, which they will find very advantageous. My suggestion is get in early, because the closer you get to the date, the more expensive the rooms become.
And then it becomes a bit of fun too, and that's what a lot of your guys' sales are, especially here. It has a very social. The weanling sale, I think, is just... everyone's got to put it on their bucket list. It is just one of the great sales, I think, and this year was even better with the thoroughbred guys. But they are social experiences as well. You get to meet so many people, talk to people that you don't see. I think it's a once-a-year catch-up for a lot of people, but it is just a great experience to be here at Karaka.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And especially when people come together for the common goal of purchasing horses. But like you say, a lot of these guys only catch up with each other once a year, so here's the opportunity to do it.
Yep, and see some quality stock. James, thank you. NZB Standardbred.co.nz, got it right. I can't get the you say about that. I have a lot of those ones in me knocking. Go online. When will the online? I'm going to throw you under the bus. Is the online up now?
No, the catalogue's only just going to print now, so the guys are just finishing off on the pedigrees. We're doing all the indices at the present moment in time, just ticking off all the prelim pages. So we always look to have the catalogue out at the end of November, and that's when and we'll also publish online at the same time. We sort of try and time it that we go online at about the same time the catalogues get posted out, because as soon as our clients see it online, their next question is, when am I getting my catalogue? So it's all about the timing.
It's one of those things. They can do everything else on their phone. You've got to have a catalogue, and I must admit I actually like the catalogue in my hand as well. James, thank you. Good luck over the next few weeks. It's going to be very busy. Appreciate a bit of time. There is one little edit there in the middle because his phone just went crazy. So there's a hard chop in there, so we'll get rid of that for him. But yeah, we'll get that out of the way. But thank you very much, and good luck to everyone for the next few weeks. Ready to run. Is it the biggest ready to run sale in the Southern Hemisphere?
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's potentially the best sale on the planet for 2-year-olds. The strike rate out of that sale is incredible.
Magic time of year. Thanks, mate. Thanks for giving me the time.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.